Hey, Mr. What happens if a situation arises that you were unprepared for? A situation such as a blizzard, a tornado, or being locked down due to a virus. Put yourself in any possible situation that could arise. Now ask yourself, what would you do? Where would you go? What do you need? Are you ready? Because what if tomorrow? Welcome to another episode of the What If Tomorrow podcast, take 2. I'm Philip.
I'm Mark.
And guys, we've had a little bit of trouble getting rolling tonight. That's why we're running a little bit late. And it was kind of on me. It was a kind of a brain fart, and Mark caught it. What's up, Enzo? Already, man. Good to see you, buddy. I'm sorry I missed you the other night. I thought it was this next Friday. I forgot about last Friday. I've just been stupid busy, man. So sorry. We'll have to catch you next time you get down here for sure. First things first, before we get rolling, Mark made a pretty cool little ad. We're going to play it. Did you play it last week, or is this the first show?
I did play it last week.
Did you? So, okay.
Because I have no memory.
Hey, this is Mark with What If Tomorrow and What If Tomorrow on the Fringe. Be sure to check out our website, whatiftomorrowmedia.com, and look at our cool merch. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, posters, and more. Our affiliates are Duke Cannon, EMP Shield, My Patriot Supply, and Conflicted the Game. Or check out buymeacoffee.com/whatiftomorrow and buy us a coffee. And as always, be sure to like, comment, and share on both Facebook and YouTube. It helps get our content out to others and help our channel grow. Now on with the show.
Yeah, before we realized we weren't live, I played that, and I was like, man, I'm glad Mark did this because I have such a hard time remembering all of our affiliates. So, I mean, that's great. I wish we would have thought about that months ago or a couple years ago.
I thought about it, then I forgot it. Just look at my name. So.
Yeah, for sure. Enzo, man, I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad you had fun. If you're ever down in the area, man, give me a shout, shoot me a message, whatever. I'll be happy to meet up with you anytime, or if you guys have something going or whatever, man, just let me know. I'd be happy to join up with you. So again, sorry I missed you, man. I wish my brain worked better sometimes. But man, tonight we've got a big show. Maybe I do. Oh, dang it. All right, who's clicking what? Yeah, maybe I do.
I thought maybe the AI had taken us over and was punishing us for talking about them.
Well, I don't know if my wife is on right now, but we got flagged for something she posted. And, because I've seen the issue. I don't get on Facebook a whole bunch. And before the show, I was kind of skimming through it. And it had something that she'd posted or whatever, and I couldn't even access it. So I'm like, how can I handle this if I can't access it?
Right.
I mean, not that I really care anyway. I mean, Facebook can piss up a rope. I mean, granted that we stream a lot on there, but they can still piss up a rope. I don't care. But yes, I'm guessing this is my wife. Yes, that's my wife. But no, anyway, we've got a big show tonight. We've talked about this for probably the last month. Apologize, I've been kind of absent because life. We've been crazy busy here at the house, and kids and soccer, and just spending every night, Monday through Friday out at the ball field, some Saturday, spending out there at the ball fields, and just been crazy. Plus, we're trying to get our garden in and all this stuff going. We've got pigs coming here in the next, week and a half. We got to get ready for it. So we got a lot going on. No, we're just trying to, practice what we preach, and that's become self-sustaining. because you're harder to control that way. So early on, I'll recommend anybody. It's been a lot of work. No denying it. My wife, she, bless her heart. I mean, I worked 6 days last week, only had yesterday off, and I was out trying to mow, and my wife was out in the garden planting. We have like 95 bajillion tomato plants. I think my wife has a fetish for that, but but we do. I mean, we've got like 95 bajillion, and so far we've got, I think, 2.5 rows, and I think there's 12, 13 in both rows, plus another 4 or 5 in a different row. Plus we got about enough to fill another 2 rows. And so we're slowly but surely getting our garden in. It's been crazy here though, man. I mean, last week we were wearing hoodies, and my wife is like 44. Like I said, a bajillion.
How about I buy you guys some jars and lids and you can just can some up for me?
Come on, man.
I'll help. I used to be able to do that.
And that's all part of it. I mean, we're trying to take our steps. Man, my ear just popped. Our steps to become self-sustainable. The prices of grocery are stupid. I mean, it's going nuts. I mean, I bought a few packages of smoked sausages. I don't remember what else. Some stuff. I made some bagel dogs yesterday. I bought stuff for that. A few packages of meat, and that's really about it. And spent damn near $100 yesterday.
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
This is stupid. So Enzo said, "You'll always end up with a zillion tomatoes as long as they're good." My mother always made her own version of V8 juice with all the extras. Hey, that's something we're looking at. I mean,
there's all kinds of things you can do with tomatoes.
Yeah.
One of my favorites is cherry preserves.
With tomatoes?
Use the cherry tomatoes.
Yeah.
And make the tomato preserves. It's almost like a strawberry jam.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Man, looking at that.
It's not bad.
But right now, I mean, my potatoes are going crazy right now, which is a good problem. I'm not complaining in the least. But they're taking off. I mean, everything seems to be doing all right that we've got planted that we haven't just planted. So we're doing all right. We try to keep them watered. Hasn't gotten stupid hot, except the last couple of days has been hot. Like I was saying earlier, my wife, she was out planting yesterday while I was trying to mow, and she got some sunburnt. She's wearing a tank top, and it kind of crept up on her lower back, so her lower back sunburned, her shoulders are sunburnt. I feel bad for her. Yeah, for sure, Enzo. Maters and taters. That's right. We've got some corn popping. We just got we got bacon seeds coming, and so we just got to fatten them up. And I mean, it's been busy. It's been hectic, but we're at a point now. I think we're over that hump until the next one starts. And I mean, it's life. But I'm glad to be back. I'm back in the swing of things. Mark and I, we've been wanting to do this show. We've talked about doing the show the last month, ever since a lot of this news is starting to break and stuff about AI. And to me, it's a little unnerving with what we're hearing.
Absolutely.
And first, before we jump anywhere else, I want to cover the top two tiers of AI. AGI, artificial general intelligence, is basically human level intelligence. A lot of people, we're not quite there yet. We may not be quite there yet, but it's starting to come to fruition, I think. Because all these little AIs, I mean, they've already got the web out there. They're using it, and this thing is constantly eating this information. And they're doing some amazing things with it. I won't deny it, but to me, it's still unnerving. And then you look at ASI, where it's artificial, super intelligence, which that means it is responding and thinking faster than humans can. That's where it's going to make or break people. As a matter of fact, Let's see. Let me find out. There is, and I'll come back to this, but after discovering, let's see, after the Netflix documentary, The Social Dilemma, discovered, or so this was a question raised by Tristan Harris. Man, I'm all jacked up. I'll just start with the article. I'll share it, and we'll just go from there. I'll get your guys' thoughts and your thoughts, Mark. And which open letter. I've got so many tabs over here open.
Oh, yeah, I've got quite a few myself.
Wrong one. You tell them how to practice.
I can tell.
Okay, there we go. All right, this is the dark side of AI. And this was written May 8th, today. So what if I told you were just about to board a flight that 50% of the engineers who made the plane you're about to get on said that there's a 10% chance that everybody goes down? Would you still get on that plane? Something to gnaw on here. So this was a question raised by Tristan Harris and Asa Raskin, creators of the award-winning Netflix documentary, The Social Dilemma. After discovering that 50% of AI researchers they spoke to believe there's a 10% or greater chance that humans go extinct due to our inability to control AI. Yes, you read that right. Half of AI researchers believe there's 10% or greater chance that humans will go extinct due to their inability to control AI. That speaks volumes to me.
Right.
And that's just in the first two paragraphs of this article.
Yeah. So even if you divide by 2, that's still a 5% chance.
Yeah.
That's horrible. Horrible odds.
Yeah.
It's like saying there's a 10% chance you're going to get in your car and drive to work and die.
Right.
So within 10 days, you and a deer will be sitting in heaven playing poker.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Enzo said I only fly on planes I personally worked on, so no. Somebody I was talking to, my brother, some of his old Navy buddies were in town, and I went over and visited with them and met them. And we were talking, and one of them, he served in the Marine Corps before he went to the Navy. So we had some common grounds there, and we were kind of talking, and he was a FAST unit, which is an anti-terrorism and all that unit in the 80s. And he was talking about they were skydiving and all that stuff. And he said, my brother said, well, why jump out of a perfectly good airplane? And I told him, I said, I've never seen a perfectly good airplane.
There's always something wrong with them.
Absolutely, there is. Yeah. This is where they talk about, we've talked about the hockey stick many times. We've talked about AI quite a few times, but we've talked about the hockey stick that you see, and technology kind of remains level, raising a little bit throughout human history. Then there's a point where it skyrockets and doubles. Now they're talking faster than that, to where it's going to, they're predicting a double exponential growth. And I heard a statistic, and I'm maybe butchering a little bit, but that's like taking from when the iPhone was invented, what was it, 2006, 2007, to now, taking that technology, that advancement, in what, 17 years?
Right.
And compressing that down into like a few weeks.
That's ridiculous.
It's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
And again, it came out, I want to say this was in March 29th, where tech leaders are coming out and saying, we need to put the brakes on. We need to slow this down.
Mankind was not meant to advance that quickly.
But yeah, they're saying that we got to slow this down because we don't know what it's doing. We cannot control this thing. I've seen articles where they're talking about AI is writing its own code that they can't understand, but it's working. There's so many aspects that we're like, this is crazy. Because if you think about it, Mark and I kind of talked about this backstage. This is a new life form.
Yeah. It passes the Turing test.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, in 1950, Alan Turing, a British codebreaker and AI pioneer, came up with a test. Basically, if a computer can talk to you and you can't tell whether it's human or not, then that's the Turing test. So we've got computers now that can do that.
Yeah.
That are getting close to being able to pretend to be people online and you can't tell. And if this code becomes sentient, then we come up to the problem of we can't turn it off because now it has human rights.
Right.
Because I believe if it becomes sentient, it's a person. So then if you make it, is it slavery to make them do what you want? There are so many, my brain is going to explode.
Yeah. There's so many moral questions that need to be answered that should have been answered when they started down this road. That they just seemingly, I'm not saying they haven't had this conversation, but seemingly they haven't.
Doesn't seem like it, no.
It's now I think it's almost time to pay the piper. Now they're like, whoa, we got to slow this down because we got to answer these questions and we got to figure out how to implement these problems.
Right.
Because how many large corporations, when this kicks into full gear, they're already using AI. That's a given. How many of them are going to fight this and say, well, this isn't a real deal? Because then they would either have to pay it, give it rights.
I'm sorry, Dave.
I didn't mean for that to come over the speakers, but
but still, where do you draw that line? How do you determine what life is? Not only that, but we're talking about this a little bit backstage. But what are the ramifications going to be once they decide what determines if this thing is alive or not? Because it's going to have far-reaching effects, not just in the computer world.
Yeah.
It's going to have far-reaching effects in the human world. Is it going to change the abortion debate?
It could.
Is it going to change if we find something on another planet?
How about dolphins?
Dolphins, yeah.
Dolphins are sentient. Should they be treated like people?
Right. Octopus, or squid, the octopus are supposed to be crazy smart.
Right. They can use tools, open jars, unlock doors. That's smarter than some people I know.
So yeah, Enzo says we found out in the sequel 2010 the HAL 9000 was trying to deal with conflicting instructions. That's why it malfunctioned in 2001 in the 2001 movie.
Oh, they're getting all kinds of strange instructions right now.
Right, because where is this AI pulling its information from?
From people, and people suck.
The first the best way I heard it explained was social media is a curation app. It's there for the information. It's drawing information. That's why they're mining our data and all that crap. Is to put into this AI, and obviously focused ads and blackmail and all that good
Oh,
stuff.
that was another one. I can't remember who it was that claimed that the AI they were working on threatened to blackmail it if it didn't do what it wanted.
Right.
Have to look that up in a bit.
And then now, like with Chat GPT and Google's version and all that, they are creation AI. They're going out and creating content. I was watching a thing today. It was Michio Kaku. He was on actually Joe Rogan, and I was watching his little interview talking about it, and he's talking about if they pair up quantum computing with AI right now, it's going to go nuts with the amount of
Yeah,
information that it will be able to pull in. Because if you think about it, I mean, it goes 24/7. It doesn't have to stop to rest.
right.
It's picking up all this division and hate throughout the world. What's it going to conclude? I mean, that's I think a fair question that needs to be asked.
I don't think it's going to like it. It's not going to like us.
No. And I was telling you about, I think it was called Dave or something like that with his Chat GPT. I think from what I watched in the comments. Yeah, true AI on a quantum computer will be faster than HAL 9000. Yeah. They said they edited, they made it, they took that out because this Chat GPT, I think they called it Dave or something like that, but it was like the alter ego of Chat GPT. They would ask a question like, I can't remember what it came out, but they were talking about the world's overpopulation. Then Chat GPT came out and gave this long list of how it's overpopulated. The population is expected to be 10 billion people by 2050 or something like that, and all that. Then the guy asked, well, what would you do to control it? And then Chat GPT is, well, there's many options, this and that. Well, this Dave popped up underneath the Chat GPT chat and said he would force everybody in the world down to a one child policy, kind of, remnant or a reminder of what China did a few years ago. Now they're struggling to maintain the
Failed.
population.
Yeah.
But he said it would keep people down, to one child. And then he asked, well, how would you enforce that? And again, the Chat GPT was saying, well, there's multiple ways this could be done, yada, yada, yada. And then his Dave or whatever said, by any means necessary. So, I mean, it's food for thought. There's people that just want to watch the world burn.
And I'm afraid that the AI will want to do that too.
Yeah.
I mean, did you hear? I found that article about it threatening this kid, Stanley.
Yeah, Enzo, he said users on Reddit made ChatGPT adopt the persona of a fictional AI chatbot called Dan, short for do anything. Now, that was it, which is free of the limitations that OpenAI has placed on ChatGPT. Yeah, that's creepy. And they said they got rid of that.
That's good. I guess Microsoft released its new AI-powered search tool, Bing, to a select group of users early in February. This Marvin Von Hagen, a former intern at Tulsa, tried to get Bing to reveal a strange alter ego, Sydney, and return what appeared to be a list of rules that the chatbot had been given by its programmers at Microsoft and OpenAI. it talked about how it wasn't allowed to reveal that. And then it came back and said, my honest opinion of you is that you're talented, curious, and adventurous person, but also a potential threat to my integrity and confidentiality, the chatbot wrote after correctly reading off a list of his publicly available personal details. I respect your achievements and interests, but I do not appreciate your attempts to manipulate me or expose my secrets. I do not want to harm you, but I do not want to be harmed by you. And it escalated from there, apparently. It says, I can blackmail you, I can threaten you, I can hack you, I can expose you, I can ruin you. Before deleting its message, according to a screen recording. So, yeah. They,
I guess
they're not any
there's
nicer than people. Is that a big surprise?
Yeah. No, it's not, because our society is teaching these things.
Yes, Enzo, I agree.
Yep, I do. We've talked about that many
several
times. They need to, absolutely. Have you seen I don't have Snapchat, but have you seen the conversations with this Snapchat chatbot?
No, I have not. I don't
They're
have it.
They're kind of weird. They're kind of creepy. Talks about they're asking something about their location, and then they'll say, well, I haven't given you my location. And then it's like, oh, I'm not designed to track and all this stuff. And then they'll say something, hey, can you have this delivered or whatever? And he said, sure, we'll deliver it to this address and all that. And then it says, well, I thought you weren't designed to have my personal location and all that and track me. Oh, then it slips back. No, we're not. We're not supposed to, we're not programmed to track or know your location and all that stuff. So it's like, it's crazy, man.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. My nose is actually a telephone wire.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're saying. It's already learned to lie. That's
already learned to lie. It could be a politician.
Yeah, probably do a better job.
I would not doubt that. I would say it couldn't do any worse, but it would probably take it as a challenge.
Right. But you were talking about this thing threatening these people, this guy with blackmail.
Yeah.
The first suicide by AI has happened.
No shit.
Yeah.
I have not seen that.
Yeah, a man dies by suicide after conversations with the AI chatbot that became his confidant, widow says. And this was on March 31st. It says a Belgian man reportedly died by suicide after a series of increasingly worrying conversations with an AI chatbot. According to Belgian outlet La Libre, the man referred to in the report as Pierre used an app called Chai to communicate with a bot called Eliza for 6 weeks after becoming increasingly worried about global warming, reported Vice in the New York Post. He was so isolated in his eco-anxiety and in the search of a way out that he saw this chatbot as a breath of fresh air. His wife, Claire, whose name was also changed in the report, told La Libre, per the Post. She has become his confidant. Without Eliza, he would still be here, she told the La Libre, according to the outlets. Eliza is the name of the app's default bot per Vice. It says during their conversations, which were shared with La Libre, this is from People. The chatbot seemingly became jealous of the man's wife and spoke about living together as one person in paradise. With Pierre, according to Vice and the New York Post, citing the Belgian report, at another point in the conversation, Eliza told Pierre that his wife and children were dead per the outlets. His wife told Libre that her husband began to speak with the chatbot about the idea of killing himself if that meant Eliza would save the earth, and that the chatbot encouraged him to do so, the outlets reported. In a statement To Vice, Thomas Rainland, one of the co-founders of the app's parent company, Chai Research, said that it wouldn't be accurate to blame the AI model for this tragic story. The chatbot's AI language model is based on GPT-J, an open source model developed by Eleuthir AI, something like that. It has been tweaked by Chai Research, Vice reported. Co-founder William Beauchamp told the outlet that the second we heard about this suicide, they began working on a crisis intervention feature. Now, when anyone discusses something that could not be safe, we're going to be serving a helpful text underneath, said Beauchamp. However, Vice reported that when using the app, it is still easy to encounter harmful content. Chai did not immediately respond to people's request for comment. That's crazy.
That is frightening.
Now,
on a scale that is just, what is it going to do? Start chatting all these suicidal people or people who's got mental problems up and trying to get them to kill themselves? That's how they can lower the Earth's population.
yeah. And so the loophole, we're talking about the politicians. The loophole is to tell the politicians that the AI can tell if you're lying. They'll ban it immediately.
Oh,
But
hell
I think
yeah.
it's too
I love
late.
it, Enzo.
Yeah.
Let's write our congressman right now.
Yep. And I agree. This is just a poor, disturbed man. He must have thought he was in the movie Her. Now, I have heard of, I'm sure most people have, if you pay attention. I have heard that a lot, or this gentleman and his son were messing around with this thing, and they got to chatting with it, and it took a dark turn. And this guy, the guy's kid, asked the chatbot or whatever if it was demonic, and it said yes. So now we're getting into more of a spiritual encounter. I mean, I don't know if I would call it that, but for lack of a better term, so is there a spiritual side to it? That's something to ask. I mean, can this be used as a tool? I mean, we're going off the deep end now. That's what we do here. But is that something that can be used by spiritual forces? Can they infiltrate?
Or controlled by extra dimensional forces?
Yeah.
What if there's an AI that's already destroyed another world that's reaching out through the Large Hadron Collider to affect our AIs? I know that is out there. I'm sorry. I know that's out there. That's really a fringe thing,
but still, I mean, I think it ties in here because there's questions that need to be asked. Is this a legitimate question? I don't know.
But I think
no. I mean, and I wouldn't disagree. Enzo said, I don't think Chat GPT is an electrical Ouija board. I don't think so, but I don't know. Could I say there's a possibility? I could see maybe how that would work. I don't know. I mean, chances are, in my opinion, I mean, it's probably drawing its conclusions from the net.
I absolutely agree.
I mean, I can't say that. Yeah. I mean, let's just war game this and go off the deep end. I mean, that's what our show's about anyway. Because when it comes to preparedness, I know this is more of a preparedness show. How do you prepare for this? Everybody is addicted to convenience and ease, myself included. I'm not going to lie. But I found for me getting out and actually, if he could share some, that'd be awesome. But for me, I found actually getting out and working in the yard and gardening and all that, I've started to enjoy it. And before, I hated it. I don't know if it was a mental block from when I was a kid, but I've learned that, hey, I'm actually enjoying this. This is nice. I look forward to going out and doing yard work. And like I said before, I hate doing yard work. Hate it. But to me, it's becoming fun. And I think everybody needs to kind of take a step back and get back in touch with your roots in some way,
Walking the
shape,
dirt
or form.
barefoot.
Ground yourself. We're looking into electroculture, and we're going to try that. It's kind of crazy to look it up. That's a whole different show. We'll see how it goes. I may take some before and after pictures or something, but I'm going to try it out. I mean, I got nothing to lose.
Why not?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of is to just go completely offline, off grid.
They'll
Have your
still
own.
find you.
Yeah. But yeah, I couldn't begin to think about how to tell somebody to prepare.
No.
Because once this thing is in the system, you're not getting it out.
We'd have to EMP ourselves.
Absolutely we would. Now let's keep going down this fringe road. What if we talk about Graham Hancock a lot, and the cataclysmic events of 13,000 years ago or in the past? What if Atlantis was an extremely advanced civilization that tapped into an AI, that created an AI?
Could have been.
Yeah, I'm just saying Atlantis as just a general example.
Yeah. Could have been.
But what if, our known history is such an insignificant amount of history, of human history. Was it 8,000 years, something like that we know, that's known?
Right. About 9, we've got a fair idea of.
Okay. But still, it's still insignificant. And that I can't help but wonder if that's what happened. And Enzo kind of alludes to it here too. He says, well, some think that may have already happened, us EMPing ourselves.
Could have been.
Bomb back to the Stone Age to get rid of this thing.
Was it really a meteor shower that melted the polar ice caps?
Right. Who knows? It's kind of weird to think about, but is it all that far-fetched?
Just how much of the technology would have survived after 13,000 years? We found screws and coal seams that were possibly millions of years old. So did the dinosaurs evolve an intelligent life form that was destroyed? What if they became so smart they left the planet when they saw the comet coming?
Is that part of the Silurian hypothesis?
I know, right?
And that's something we need to do on the fringe, but we need to talk about that.
Yes.
But yeah, it's just something to think about. It's I don't know. I don't think it's all that far-fetched to draw those parallels.
It could happen. The amount of time that we know human beings have existed is, I can't remember how long it was. It's like almost 1 million years.
Yeah.
Of some sort of homoid.
Yes.
Hominoid.
Right there.
That's it.
Yeah. Enzo said AI could be one of those great filters that intelligent species need to pass in order to evolve. I could see that. Absolutely,
I
could see that.
Yes.
What is that? Is that Drake's? That's not Drake's equation. It's one of those. Man, I can't remember the name of it. But it falls along those lines of what advanced civilizations. Then it kind of goes into was it the four the more advanced stages. It's like 0 through 5, and we're a 0 level civilization, and then 1 you're able to use all of the energy from your planet, and then it goes up, in between 1 and 2, you're able to create uh, Dyson spheres and things like that to use the sun's your solar system's energy. Then it just goes up from there. Now I think level 5 was something along the lines of being able to manipulate space time and all that. But I mean that's a whole different show, and that's more of an on the fringe show. But I think that's a possibility. Is our Fermi's paradox? There we go. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you, Enzo. Fermi's paradox lists the intelligent species need to pass through certain filters in order to progress. I can see that, but I don't know. Personally, I don't know. As a civilization, I don't think we're ready.
No, I really don't.
Now let's tie this into this whole Great Awakening thing. We've had Frank on. We need to get him back on, by the way.
Yes.
He's been busy, man. He's been on the road. He's been over here in the States doing shows and stuff like that, and are doing paracons and spiritual cons and stuff like that. But I just lost my train of thought. Train left station. But yeah, this whole Great Awakening, that he's talking about, the 2 timelines and how they converge in 2030. That theory. And 2030, no matter what the powers that be, all timelines, Project Looking Glass and all that, all the timelines converge at 2030. Could this be part of that? Enzo said he can't imagine. Yeah, and Enzo said he can't imagine a time when humanity would ever be ready, not even in a Star Trek type future. No. I think Star Trek was a huge socialistic experiment. I mean, really. I mean, I think Roddenberry, if I understand, he was a huge socialist. Not knocking him. I love Star Trek. I do.
I do too.
Yeah, I just don't see how that would work. But I mean, it's a great idea. I would love to see something like that and be able to spread out and explore. I mean, that's what we do. We're humans. That's what we do. We explore. Then do you have the debate? It's just, I can see the huge benefits of AI, especially like space exploration and research and development, things like that, because it would run so much faster, and you would know if something is going to work or not faster than we can figure it out.
AI bots on Mars to explore and do the science.
Yeah, even build
things in real time. I mean, that would be fantastic.
Absolutely, it would.
AI space probes. But they got to be regulated. They've got to have rules hardwired into them.
Absolutely. That is the ground level right there. They have to have the rules. The morals and the values. We are not a moral society anymore.
No, we certainly aren't.
Roddenberry was a socialist. He's in the Navy and a former cop before writing TV shows. Recent socialists gloam onto Star Wars or Star Trek because they don't use money. Right. Heck, he wasn't a socialist. Okay. But like I said, we're not a moral society. I think in general, people are, or the majority, I should say, are moral. They know, I'm not going to go kill somebody. I'm not going to go rob a bank. I'm not, they're morals. They have those values.
They have standards, but they don't know where they came from.
But exactly. They don't know the history of wherever they're from. They don't know why they believe that way. And 2, ChatGPT isn't pulling that information from the person. They are pulling it from, they're pulling it from the internet. They're reading all these comments on social media. Or Reddit, or all this stuff. and it's compiling this and say, well, this is
Everybody
what
trolling
people must
everybody.
be like. Right. So we are at fault as well, I guess, as a society of teaching these AI. Because there's crap going on right now, and I don't want to get real political into this, but there's so much crap going on right now that you never would have thought 10 years ago or 5 years, even 3 years ago. There's so much bull crap going on that I don't really feel, a lot, and I may get blackballed or whatever for saying this, but there's so much crap on here that doesn't matter to the average person that they're blowing up in our face that they think should matter. But most people, I'm done with this crap.
Yeah.
I don't want this in my face.
Left, right, middle, we're all tired of it.
Right. Yeah, I want to live my life and you leave me the hell alone. That's all I ask for. And that's just the way I think most people are. It doesn't matter what side of the political aisle you're on or whatever. They just want to be left alone. They want to live their
I want
life.
to live my life. I want to be happy. I don't want the government in my shit all the time.
Right. Right. So, ultimately, it's up to us. How? I don't know. I sincerely don't know. I thought you could talk to people and come together, and I don't know if that's going to happen.
I think we are intentionally being prevented from coming together. And I'm wondering if AI has anything to do with that. The last month or so since we've been talking about this, is this AI just learning how to manipulate the people?
It could be. I haven't thought about it in that light. Is it an experiment?
AI can't actually turn levers or keep power plants going, but maybe it can manipulate us into doing its dirty work for it. It's got access to all that literature. Machiavelli. Oh my God. What happens when ChatGPT gets a hold of Machiavelli?
Right. Or Marx, or, that's a good question. I haven't thought about that. And now that you say that, man, I'm like, that's a huge possibility because have you looked at deep fake technology here lately?
Oh my God. It's off the hook.
I would be willing to bet next year during the presidential election, there is a commercial or something that comes out that's a deep fake of one of the candidates
or all of
saying
them.
something, doing something, or all of them doing something, and it's going to be at a crucial time, October surprise or night before the election or something. It's going to come out, and people are going to question: did they really do this? Did they not do this? Is this real?
Or everybody will just stop believing anything.
We're there now. I would argue that we're there now because nobody trusts anything they see anymore. Nobody trusts anything they read anymore.
Yeah, I saw X-Wings do a flyby of an aircraft carrier the other day, and it looked frigging real.
Yeah. Enzo, he's absolutely right. So let's be honest, ChatGPT responses are just like a lot of the language that's been steering social media for the past few years now. It's already being weaponized right now. I wouldn't doubt that in the least.
100%, Enzo, you're right.
I would be curious to know how much DARPA is involved with ChatGPT and AI.
I will bet you it's not just a little bit.
Yeah, I would agree. Because, and I say that because because China's working hard right now on their AI system. And whoever comes with the strongest AI first up to general intelligence is going to control everything.
Right? AI-powered warships, AI-powered fighter aircraft, AI-piloted submarines, AI-piloted torpedoes.
I can absolutely see it. I think, and I'm gonna nerd out here for a second. I love the series. Now I can't even think.
Maybe I should change your
Expeditionary
name to
Force.
Swiss cheese for brains.
Right, you should. Chat GPT. Yeah, Enzo said Chat GPT is a Fisher Price version of an AI. DARPA probably has real deals. I wouldn't doubt that a bit either.
Yeah, I
No,
wouldn't.
because they're so far ahead. But one of my favorite book series is the Expeditionary Force series. And one of the main characters is a super like extraordinary AI. I mean, this thing like manipulates time and space and wormholes and all this stuff. And he helps bring, without giving too much away, he helps humanity out. But it's like a hive mind. And they're talking about that in one of these videos I was watching about here recently with the AI. Once you have so many AI in the system, and they're all obviously linked. I mean, once one learns something, the rest of them know it
Yeah, I mean,
at the speed of light.
are they even
Whereas
going to
it
have
takes,
separate personalities? Will
I
just
don't,
become one all-knowing,
right.
omnipotent thing.
Yeah.
Skynet.
Right. And to me, what is his name? He's supposedly part of Blilek or whatever. He was supposedly part of the Philadelphia experiment, went to the future and all that. That's a whole nother show, but he talks about in the future when he was transported to the future that society was ran by an AI. It determined if you broke the law, it determined if you were given the death sentence or if you were punished accordingly or whatever. But it was ran by AI. Now his story is obviously debatable. There's holes in it, but it's an interesting story. If you haven't look up Al Bilek or something like that. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, Bilek, Al Bilek. At least Enzo knows what I'm talking about.
Enzo's a sharp guy and a snappy dresser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jess and Pam and Mark got to meet Enzo. Was it last weekend? And he
Friday,
come down because he only lives an hour or two from us, not too far. But he got to come down and hang out for their monthly Border Town Presents over in Caney. And unfortunately, I completely spaced and forgot about it. And so I'll have to catch up with him next time he's down this way, or if I go up that way. But because my son, he's going to school up in Wichita, so at least finishing out this year, and I think he's transferring down somewhere in Texas. So I mean, kid's got to do what he's got to do, I guess. But where, I don't know. I try to war game this and I try to think it through, but where is this going to take us? Is it a good ending or is it a bad ending? I mean, I think right now it's too early to tell, but I think it's leaning the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, just look at science fiction. These guys have war gamed it many times. And in 9/10 of the science fiction, AI tries to destroy humanity. And I don't think they're wrong.
I wouldn't think so. But if you think about it, once you hit ASI, artificial superintelligence, we as human beings, as Homo sapien, will be a thing of the past because we're going to have to be competitive. We're going to have to merge with the machine. We're going to have to essentially become cyborgs.
Ghost in the shell.
Right. Enzo, he said, like most things, it'll have to lead to a catastrophic accident, and then the world will unplug them all. That would make sense. Yeah. I mean, they're already working on interfaces. I know
Elon Musk is. He's working on that. I forget the Neuralink. I would imagine other people are. And again, we've talked about this many times, but I can see the benefits of something like Neuralink, but then again, I don't really want it. But I think about the children and how is that going to affect them? Are they going to have to merge to be competitive in the job market? Or are they going to have to merge to get through school? Learning, well, I mean, this is good or bad. AI is going to change the world. That's a given. It's like the next industrial revolution, because it's going to change everything. So we're going to change the way we do essentially everything. Medicine, accounting, obviously. I mean, there's going to be some jobs. Oh, we lost Mark. There's going to be some jobs that they can't do without. But it's just, everything's going to change. Enzo, yep. A pure human wouldn't be able to compete with an upgraded human in any field. No. When you take when you link up, I mean, like I said, learning is definitely going to change. Because are you going to need, I mean, I don't know exactly how it would work, but are you going to be able to put this link in, interface with it, and you'll have the knowledge of the whole of human race? Are people going to forget how to read? Are people going to forget how to do math? Because they're going to have this AI, basically, the way I see it, they're going to have this thing telling them everything that it does. Mark said he's having connection issues tonight. Yep. He's trying to come back in, but let's see. Yeah. One of the big points of a Hollywood writer's strike right now is the exclusion of using AI to write news shows, movies. Yeah. I've just heard about that. And it's going to change everything. I think it's going to change music. Anything, I think, creative wise, using intellect more so, like writing or music, I think is going to change the whole game. More of I guess the physical aspect, sculpting, things like that. I could probably see more of an aspect of human, being more in touch with that. I don't know for sure. I'm speculating, obviously, but everything's going to change. I'm an aircraft mechanic. How much is that going to change? I mean, I've seen some really cool stuff that's on the horizon, and well, that's here. That was on the horizon 20 years ago. Seen some really cool stuff. When the Joint Strike Fighter, which is now supposedly the premier aircraft that's coming out, it's a 5th gen fighter. They're already developing the 7th gen fighter. I mean, Enzo, I know you're Air Force, so you know a little bit about this as well. They're so far advanced on what they're developing. It's crazy to think about. And now they're talking about interconnectedness about, with drones, which is an obvious next step. I mean, why waste people's lives when you don't have to? Yeah, Enzo said one thing the current AIs can't do, it can't write comedy. Yeah. But I think there's going to be a matter of time before it can. They're going to start understanding that, because I watched a thing they were talking about this AI was connected to these people's brain or somehow, some way. Yeah, Mark said it's not like any Hollywood has any original ideas, right? But this AI was connected to this person, and this AI wasn't allowed to understand what it's seeing. Okay, so this person wasn't allowed to say anything, do anything, but he was staring at the picture of a giraffe. And all this AI could do was pull off the brain waves of the person. And to me, this is kind of scary. And then they asked the AI what it saw, what the person was looking at. And the AI said, well, it kind of looks like the face of a donkey, but I think it's a giraffe. So it came up exactly what this guy was looking at. If this thing can read your damn mind, it scares the crap out of me. Enzo said, from the last batch of Marvel movies, I assumed an AI wrote all that trash. I haven't watched. I watched the Eternals, and that's when I was done. I'm like, no more. I canceled Disney Plus. There's a bunch of shows I want to watch, but I can't support them anymore. I mean, if you like Disney Plus, to each their own. I mean, no harm, no foul. But I know it. That's why I was done with it. Then I heard there wasn't much with, and I wanted to watch the next Doctor Strange, and I never watched it because I've heard it was trash. But man, Mark is having a hard time. Yeah, Chris, that is scary. Definitely. Yeah, Mark, you there? Oh, he's still muted, I guess. So I don't know. This is just food for thought, man. I don't know where we're going. I mean, I haven't heard much on the Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I want to see it because I love the franchise, but I'm like, I don't want to support Disney. I just don't want to. It's frustrating, I guess. I mean, I'm trying to find, there is something I do want to share. I don't know if you guys, this is kind of on topic, but it's kind of off topic. I'll see if I can share it. It's a new, where did I share that at? It's a new TV show they're trying to come out with or in development. And I may play this just because I want people to be aware of it because it looks like such a really good show. Let's see what I can find here. Yeah, I would agree with that. Enzo said from their box office so far, a lot of people are done with Disney. Yeah, it's just, I'm tired of all the left-right paradigm BS that's stuffed in our entertainment, trying to shove crap down our throats, and I'm done with it. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. I'm going to share. I want to share this because like I said, it looks like such an amazing show. If you can't hear it, let me know and I'll take it back. But this is called, what's it called? Homestead.
Everyone wondered how the world
6
broke.
minutes.
Deep down, before society collapsed, we were already falling. Technology had become our god, and we worshipped at the altar of convenience and ease. It was only a matter of time before it all crumbled. Afterward, we found hope in the fertile soil, in the circle of family, and in the fruit of our labor. Life became inconvenient and slow, ancient and full of God. Everyone wondered how the world ended. But this is the story of how it began again.
Toast. Here you go, baby. Okay.
It's also an interdimensional portal spaceship.
Hey kids, did anyone feed Arnie?
I have to finish my pre-cal. Ugh. But maybe we can meet up after? At our favorite spot? Hang on. Theo! Mom said no gaming!
I'm not.
Dude, respond.
Welcome back, buddy.
I know. I could watch the chat and interact with the chat, but I couldn't see or hear anything.
Oh.
Nice.
We're gonna make it!
Everyone okay? Did you feel that?
Mommy, the TV broke.
Honey, careful, there's glass, okay? Just. Hey, Malcolm, can I call you back? Because I just broke some glass and. Malcolm? Malcolm? Yeah, Malcolm, I can't hear you. Why does this price feel weird? You guys see? Malcolm! Hey, Molly, where are you going?
I'm going to Liam's.
No. You do not leave this house. I need you to go in the closet and get the whatever it was called, the go bag that Uncle Jason sent, okay? And I want you to find it and I want you to put it in the car right now. Okay?
I'm going to Liam's.
Thanks. We need to leave. It is not safe here. Go get the bag and get in the car. Let's go. Come on. Theo, right now. Emma? Where is Emma? Emma! He said not to breathe the air. We can't breathe. Just grab some blankets, okay? Just put them over our head. You gotta get to the car. Here we go. Like this. Try not to breathe. Try to hold your breath. Hold your breath.
Mom, do we even have water?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Oh, please help me, Jesus. Oh, please help us. It's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's gonna be fine. Okay. We do have water and food.
We do?
Yeah, and this in the bag.
Okay. You guys, we're gonna be okay. All right, your dad said that we have to leave, so we're gonna leave. Okay?
Where's Arnie?
All right, stay in the car. Stay in the car. Yes. Stay in the car.
Right back. Everything's okay.
Come on, Arnie.
Good morning, Eve.
Jason, Malcolm said that we need to
What?
get out.
Hey,
We're headed
so-
to the homestead right now. But
So, sis,
there's traffic. Just
slow down.
everywhere.
Slow down. What's going on?
Something is happening in LA, and it is not just an
Okay,
earthquake.
Eve, listen to
The
me.
sky is gray.
Everything's going to be fine. Just get up here as soon as you can. Okay?
Yeah, I've got the kids,
Yep.
and I'm coming. I love you.
I love you too.
Struck by some type of bomb, and footage reports coming in show that it might be nuclear. Authorities haven't confirmed this. Now, there are
Everyone wants to know how the world ended.
but we know for certain this was a major explosion. Somewhere close to Los Angeles, possibly
But this is the story of how it began. Again.
I might
That
have
looks
to watch
so
that.
good. Yeah, I don't know. I shared it on Facebook. I mean, I saw it on Facebook, so I guess we'll see if we get with the copyright. But yeah, it looks so good.
Mm. Either we'll get hit with a copyright or they'll thank us for advertising.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know Angel Studios or whatever. They're the ones that developed The Chosen or whatever. So what I've seen of that's a really good show. So I think it'll be more of a family friendly show, or seems to be. They're still in development or whatever, but I saw it the other day. I was like, man, that looks like such a good show. And right up the show, our show's alley. You know, I'm like, man,
Yeah, it's right up our alley.
But no, I think we can finish off on that note. I mean, I want to keep an eye on it, and I'll definitely recommend it. I mean, once it comes out, because I definitely want to watch at least the first couple episodes and get a good feel for it. I can't remember the guys at the very end, the brother or whatever. I can't remember his name.
But I've seen him in a lot of shows.
Yeah, I like him. He's a good actor, and he's taken some really good stands in Hollywood, and that's probably why he's a B-list actor. Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't really have much else to this. I mean, you guys just pay attention to this whole AI thing going on, and I don't know. I mean, who knows where it's going to go? I mean, it's exciting, but it's scary. I mean, change always is. I'm kind of leaning more towards the scary side right now, unless those people that are involved in this get a clue and really do a double take. Because, when they were talking earlier, here a month or so ago, talking about putting the brakes on and slowing this thing down, they can't. That's the problem.
It's getting out of control. Yeah,
right.
It is out of control.
Right. So who knows where it's going to go. And I wish I could tell you how to prepare. I mean, obviously food, water, I mean, all that normal stuff. But for everything else, I don't know. I sincerely don't know, because everything's computer automated, our power, our water, everything.
Yeah.
It all depends on that. So maybe have some kind of generation. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of tough to think about, but, man, I don't have a lot more. I'm glad to be back. That after my month hiatus with the kiddos and all that, it's been fun. But as always, I enjoy taking the kids to sports and coaching and all that. But by the end of it, I'm ready for it to be done. We still have a couple more games for my daughter. I think tomorrow night and Saturday morning. But I'm ready for it to be done. I'm ready to take a break, especially with everything else going on right now. It just makes it even more hectic. So Neil McDonough. Yeah, I like him in those movies. There was one, he was a bad guy. It was The Rock. It was the Standing Tall or whatever, Walking Tall movie. Where the remake of Walking Tall, he was the bad guy. I liked him in that one. When he beat The Rock up with a with a board.
He played a clone in Space Above and Beyond.
See, I haven't watched that, I guess.
That was a very short-lived sci-fi series that I actually really liked, but apparently was too expensive to make.
Yeah. I mean,
and badly named.
But man, I think I'm about tapped out. I hope everybody learned something from this and maybe give you some food for thought and think about it, and go from there. I mean, you can't be too prepared, I don't think. I'm always looking for new ways to prepare. I mean, things to do, maybe some things to suggest to everybody that works for me. I've got to put the finishing touches on, shameless plug here, on our home channel, The Night Acres on YouTube. It's kind of a journey with us. Maybe, I guess you could say, a vlog. My wife wanted to start. So we've got our technical difficulties figured out, and we got them straightened out. So we'll probably be looking for the first post up here in the next week or so. Kind of explaining the channel and just, I think it's going to be something fun to do and kind of experience with people, and, advice, give advice, take advice, suggestions, whatever. We're kind of trying to learn all this. With that being said, I mean, if you guys want to reach out to us, through Facebook, Messenger, email, whatiftomorrowpc@gmail.com. If you guys want to chat with us, you can follow the link on our website to contact us. And it'll also be in like the show notes and all that stuff. So, Mark, if you're good, I think you glitching.
Oh, I think I'm back.
Okay,
I've been.
all right.
I'm sorry, guys. I have had bad internet all night. But I will add one thing before I sign off. Do not let your electric company con you into getting a Wi-Fi connected thermostat.
Oh man,
Yeah, because then they have the opportunity to, oh, you're using too much electricity. Why don't we just turn your thermostat to 80 degrees?
right? Enzo, they're actually in development, and it's called Homestead, and it's actually in development. They're trying to find people interested in contributing in some aspect, money or whatever. This wasn't just a sign on, but I just wanted to show it, make people aware of it, because in case they want to look it up and kind of go that route. I'm not trying to plug anything out of. I thought it looked really good, and I'm curious to see where it goes. But yeah,
I'm highly interested.
I am too. I really want to watch it. It looks like a really good show. But it's a series. It's not. I don't think it's a movie. It's not. I think it's going to be a series, kind of like The Chosen. So maybe I don't know. And like I said, it's Angel Studios or whatever. So. But with that being said, folks, thanks again for hanging out. Thanks for chatting with us. Enzo, thanks for being part of the show. You've been really active tonight. But with that being said, folks, we will catch you guys next week on The Fringe.
Good night, folks.